Good evening. My name is Sam Guilds. I am the Director of Education, Public Policy, and Advocacy with AIMatMelanoma. I want to thank everybody who came today. I also want to mention that we are live streaming the event, so I want to recognize all the people who are joining us. We're being viewed here globally, so not just people down the street and across the country, but we have individuals from outside of the US who are going to gain an enormous amount of information this evening. So the logistics first, you have a folder. In the folder are some information. You have an agenda, there's an evaluation form. We have index cards, so we know people have lots of great questions. We're going to try to get them all in. So it'd be helpful if you put your question on an index card. I will collect it, or Emily, thank you, from Yale, or Kathleen, my colleague, will all be walking around. So wave us down and we can collect it and get it up front. There's some information about the foundation. If you haven't, when you came today, and you checked in, there's also a sheet there, and we hope that after hearing what I have to say, you'll want to continue hearing about what we're doing to help you and to support the melanoma community and to learn what's happening out there. So I first want to tell you who I am and why I'm involved. So 16 years ago this Thanksgiving, my sister Charlie died of melanoma. She was 25 when she was diagnosed at stage 4. And I can't begin to tell you how far and how much has changed over that time. My family wanted to make sure that her death, something positive came out of it, and that no family had to go through what we went through. There was a lot missing at the time, and we've been trying over the years to address those issues. We know we have a way to go, but hopefully what we do have to offer you will help you and your family during that journey. We are the largest international melanoma organization. We are not just based here in the US, but we have started patient advocacy groups outside in other countries, Europe, Latin America, so forth, and we continue to support those and continue to grow the advocacy group. So I know I put research first, and that's my mistake. I actually want to get to that last. So I'm going to start with legislation, policy, and advocacy. Many of you are aware that in Connecticut, minors under 17 are banned from using indoor tanning devices. We are actually leading the effort here in the US to ban them completely under 18. California was the first state, and there are now 21 states that ban it. We're actually, earlier today, I've got a couple of other states. If you're live streaming from Pennsylvania, Utah, Colorado, we look like we're gonna have bills. Please reach out to me. We're also supporting oral parity legislation. Your circumstances should not prevent you from receiving treatment. So again, if you're interested in getting involved, I have to do my little plug. Policy, we always want to make sure that we're at the table and making sure that the best decisions are being made for the melanoma community, and we're working with pharma researchers and others to make sure that happens. Education, I really want to focus on education and support. So we have a number of resources. This event is being live streamed, as I mentioned. We run 10 of these a year. In fact, we have one on Saturday out of Salt Lake that anybody can join. And the topics range anything from research to parenting during this challenging time, survivorship, palliative care, diet and nutrition, and we do record them. And so even if you're in this room and you want to make sure that you sign up with AIM, and we will make sure that you get the video recording. So we've got those going on throughout the year. We have a very comprehensive, actually the most comprehensive website on the disease. And we have what's called the Melanoma Learning Center, and I suggest that be your first stop if you come to the website. So not only will the symposiums be there, but if you are on one of the FDA-approved drugs for melanoma, we have side effect management sheets to help you manage the side effects, because we believe that if you can stay on these drugs, you will, and hopefully we can improve overall survival. We also just came out with a guide for newly diagnosed stage 3 patients. We know once you've been diagnosed, it's like, what do I do now? There are now, fortunately, many options available when you've been diagnosed with melanoma, and so we have a guide to help you with that. So we have a number of different things. We're supporting also healthcare providers as well. So check that out. Research, so I'm sorry, support. So what are we doing as far as support? So we have some of that information in your folder. Whether you have already been diagnosed and you feel like, okay, I'm doing well, I'm ready to help others, or if you're newly diagnosed, or even if you've been a few years out and you need some support, we have a peer-to-peer program that we've started, and we'll do our best to match your needs. And there's a sheet in the folder about that. Got a medical question? Well, what does this side effect mean? What does my pathology report mean? And it's always hard to get those questions answered before your next appointment, or even at your appointment, you're a bit overwhelmed. There's a lot of different reasons why you might need help. We have a physician assistant that you can reach out to. She's completely free, and she will help answer those questions. So that's some of the support we're providing. And then lastly, like I said, research. One of the things that was missing that my mother heard when she first started the foundation was tissue is the issue. And we know that there are a lot of organizations funding individual projects, but there's not a lot of primary tissue out there. And what is being collected, it's not being opened up to the community. We certainly understand the reasons behind that. And it's been 15 years, but I'm actually proud to say that we have opened the first multi-site fresh frozen primary tissue bank. And you ask, why is that so important? Well, researchers believe that the answer to who's at risk, why do some people progress, why do some people do well in a treatment, and why some people don't. Researchers believe that a lot of that information, if not all of it, is in the tissue, but it's got to be collected a certain way. So we actually just opened our second site. It is an international effort, and so that's the biggest initiative that we're working on right now. Again, I really want to encourage you to reach out to us. We want to provide you support. We want to provide you the resources. We know how important it is to work together. So whether you are prepared to do it now, whether you think it might be some time down the road, we understand that everybody gets to that point at some point on their own time when they would like to reach out and get some information or provide support to others, and we want to help you do that.